As soon as I saw this video, I knew that if I didn't share it with you, I would regret it for the rest of my life. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing something a little bit different. We're taking a look at some terrifying footage from an abandoned hotel in Russia. It was shot by an urban explorer who has since passed away. When he discovered this room, he had no idea that it would be the last place that he ever filmed. This is going to be one of the most terrifying videos that you have ever seen. And if you don't believe me, then stick around until the end and check out the final clip. You will never be able to sleep again after seeing what's inside that room. Remember to leave a like rating, and we'll get started. We first see the man filming the hallway of this abandoned hotel. He looks down the long hallway, telling us that he doesn't know what's at the end of it. He continues to walk forward, saying that there are no windows or exits along the hallway, so he doesn't know how they're going to escape this place. I think it's safe to say that the person filming is too familiar with the layout of this place, and it appears that he's never been here before. As he gets closer to the end of the hall, you can see that the walls are covered with graffiti. It's probably done by other explorers who have come through before him. He arrives at the end of the hall and finds a room. He opens up the door and walks inside. This is the room that no one comes back from. There are 3 beds in the middle of the room and a TV on the wall. And you can tell that whoever stayed in this room before had quite a nice view, but now all that's left is dust. You can see cobwebs hanging from the ceiling, covering the entire room in a thin layer of grime. The man even steps over a pile of dirt on the ground. It looks like it could have been human remains, but thankfully it wasn't. The man decides to lay down on one of the beds and stare up at the ceiling. He says that no one ever comes back from this room alive. And before he goes any further, I should let you know that he actually did survive. The man stands up from the bed and begins to make his way towards the window. And that's when things start to take a turn for the worst. As he gets closer to the window, the camera begins to shake violently. He drops the camera on the ground and you can hear him screaming in terror. What could have scared him so badly? Was it something outside of the window? Did he see a ghost? Or maybe something else entirely? You may never know. The man runs away from the window and hides under the bed. He tells us that he is scared and he just wants to go home. The shaking stops and we see the camera lying on the ground. It looks like the man has calmed down a bit and is now trying to collect himself. The camera has a few scratches on it from being dragged across the floor, but other than that, it seems undamaged. He picks up the camera and begins to film again, saying that he's not sure if he wants to leave or stay. I think the best option would be to leave, but I'm not sure if that's possible. He walks over to the door and opens it. It leads to a small balcony. He walks onto the balcony and looks over the railing. It looks like there are other balconies connected to the building next to it. But if you ask me, this place looks extremely unsafe, and I wouldn't want to put my weight on those old balconies. I think the best thing to do would be to stay on the ground floor and avoid using the elevators. But apparently, that's not an option, because he walks down a flight of stairs and into a basement. He walks through the dark basement and finds a light switch. He flicks the switch and reveals a staircase leading upwards. He's still trying to find a way out of this abandoned hotel, but it looks like he's found another dead end. He walks back into the main room and looks out the window. It looks like the structure next to them has a roof over their balcony, providing shelter from whatever it is that's outside. The man says that he wishes they were there instead of here, but it's too late now. He walks back over to the door and closes it. He makes a joke about locking the door from the inside so no one can get in. But I don't think that's going to be much help considering the door is wide open. He walks back to the bed and lays down. This time he lays on the bed facing the TV. He says that no one knows what happens in this room, but he's hoping that he doesn't find out. He tries to make himself comfortable, but I don't think he's going to get any sleep tonight. He turns the TV on and begins to flip through the channels. Nothing comes up except for static. After a while, he finally finds a channel that has a picture. It's a Russian talk show. At first he finds it amusing, but then it becomes creepy. As he watches, the people on the screen seem to disappear and reappear in different places. At first it's subtle, but as time goes on, the movements become more obvious. It looks like someone is messing with the camera, but that's impossible since the man is alone in the room. He becomes increasingly frightened as he continues to watch. The man on the TV begins to turn his head in unnatural ways and his eyes bulge out of his sockets. He tries to change the channel, but it doesn't work. The man is freaking out, running around the room and hiding under the bed. He begs us to help him, but unfortunately I can't. He says that he's trapped and he will never get out of this room alive. And that's when things get weird. The camera shakes violently again, and we see a pair of feet running away. Someone is clearly in the room with him, and they don't want to be seen. They'll run away from the camera and hide behind the curtains. Our man hides under the bed, begging for his life. He says that he can feel the entity watching him, and he knows that it's waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The only light in the room comes from the TV, which is still displaying the distorted image of the man from before. But now he's talking directly to us, warning us to get out while we still can. He says that this place is cursed and no one should ever come here. Just then, the entity strikes. We can hear the man screaming in pain as he is dragged away. The camera falls to the ground, and we see the shadow of the entity standing over it. It looks like a tall, thin man with long, sharp claws. But before we can get a good look at him, the screen goes black. We hear the man's screams echoing throughout the room, but they quickly fade away. In the distance, we can hear what sounds like footsteps. Is the entity dragging our man away, or is he still in the room? We'll never know. The camera remains on the ground recording the empty room, but that's not the end. A few seconds later, we hear a knock on the door. Someone is outside of the room and they're trying to get in. We don't hear a response, but the knocking continues. Who is out there? Is it another explorer? Or maybe one of the entities? The knocking gets louder and more aggressive. It sounds like whoever is on the other side is in a hurry. But before we can find out who it is, the video ends. This video is terrifying, but that's not the end of the story. After this video was posted online, it went viral. People were shocked by what they saw, and many believed that it was real, but some said that it was fake and that the whole thing was staged. One user even claimed that the hotel didn't exist, and that it was just a made-up location to scare people. But the most popular theory was that the man had stumbled upon a portal to another dimension. He opened the door to the other side and released an evil entity into our world. And now it's hunting him down to drag him back. I don't know what's real and what's fake, but I do know that this video is scary. So please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you think this video is fake, then I would love to hear your thoughts on why you think that. Also, remember to leave a like rating if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Bye.